This is part 2 of the boat hull lesson, sheet metal boat hull in SolidWorks. We've got our general hull created. We need to put a transom on and put a bow on, so we're going to add some more flanges. So if you open up this part, go back to our sheet metal tab. If this isn't available to you, if you right click anywhere on this gray bar, you'll get all of these options that'll come up for various tools. So we're going to go with the sheet metal tab, and then we're going to go to edge flange, and we're going to start at the front here, and I want you to click on this edge, and we're going to put a flange on out in this direction. We're going to give it a length of 3/8 of an inch, 0.375. We're going to give it an angle of, I want to say 6 degrees. We're going to check that in a moment. Okay, before we can check that, we want to click this tab position, make sure the material is outside, and we're going to leave it at 6 degrees and see if that's going to work for now. I'm going to hit OK. We're going to know in a minute if this flange interferes with this one when we mirror it, and it looks like it might based on that plane. May have to reduce that a little bit. Not sure. Let's go ahead and mirror that now. So actually, before we mirror it, I want to edit this profile. So we're going to go back to this flange, hit Edit Feature, edit the flange profile. The best way to edit this would be for us to look at this square on to the front plane. So I went over to the front plane, and if you just left click and go to this normal to option, that'll bring you so that you're looking right at the side of your hull. So now we need to eliminate these. So I'm just going to hit the delete button and get those off of there so we can edit this flange. I'm going to see if we can select this line and this line and make them collinear. Okay. I'm going to undo that. Just do it one more time for you. So if I select this line and hold my shift key down and select this line, it launches this dialog box, and then I can select this collinear option and it'll make those line up neatly for us. Actually, I can do the same thing on the bottom if I select this line and go collinear. That looks good. And now I'm going to put a little fillet in here so we have a nice round. So I'm going to come up to this tool and I'll put one in of 0.375. Put one in here and hit OK. And then we're going to put a little smaller one up here. I'm going to put one in of 0.2. Okay, it'll give us a rounded edge so nobody gets cut. That looks good. We're going to hit Finish. And now our flange has got a little shape to it. Now we can go to Features and go to Mirror, and we're going to select that mid-plane, and if your feature to mirror isn't selected, you're going to come down and select this and hit OK. Now if we get an error message, nope, we didn't. It looks like that 6-degree angle was pretty good. Now when you actually build the boat, you're going to be able to bend that angle to whatever you want to or whatever you need to in order to get that seam to be nice and tight. So that looks good. Alright, now we need to put our transom on, so we're going to add some flanges to the back. So I'm going to go to sheet metal again, go to edge flange, and we're going to start with this edge right here. And we're going to go up. We're going to go, instead of blind, we're going to go to vertex and take it to this point right here. We actually may modify this in a minute. Okay. In terms of our flange location, we want to shift it to the mid option so it's outside, so there's room for, we're going to put a secondary flange going across. And now we need to give this an angle that's going to make it so that it ends up being perpendicular. So let me go, oh, it won't let me do that right now. Let's try 93. Too much. Again, when you actually build the boat, you're going to be able to do this to whatever you want. 91 looks good for now. I'm going to hit OK. We're actually going to edit that flange when we look at it from here. So if we go normal to the right plane, we want to be on the other side of that though. Can't do that. I want to be on this side. So let me escape. Let's see if we can click on this and go normal to that. There we go. That's close enough. So I just clicked on the flange that we made and drew it normal to. We want to edit that flange now. So we're going to go to Edit Feature, Edit Flange Profile, and once again we need to delete these options, and we're going to grab this point and bring it over to here. Zoom in and try to get it pretty close to where we need it to be. And then on this option, I'm going to use the center line of the boat for my reference. So I'm going to go not quite on the center because we need a little bit of breathing room, and I'm going to try to come up here. I think what we want is, if we go to dimension, does that want to be a 90-degree angle? I think it does. That looks good. Alright, so I've added a 90-degree angle, and I brought this over here. Let's see what that looks like. If we get an error message when we mirror this, we can just edit this sketch, but I think that looks pretty good. So we're going to go back to Features again and go to Mirror. I have my edge flange selected. I need to tell it what plane. I'm going to use that mid plane again. If I get an error, it's because these intersect and we can edit them. Oh, looks good. If you got an error, go back and you might need to add a little bit of space so these two flanges don't intersect. So that's looking pretty good right now. I just want to show you a feature. I don't remember if I showed you this yet, but if you go to the sheet metal tab and you hit flatten, this is what your boat's going to look like when you cut it on the plasma cutter, and then you're going to fold it up. So this is called our flat pattern, and we're going to get to that in a moment. We got to add two more flanges onto these edges. So we got to unflatten your hull, and you're going to go again in the sheet metal tab, go to edge flange. We're going to put a flange on this inner edge right here and going out in this direction, and we want to go let's make it 2 inches in length, and then whoops, now we want to edit that flange so it's not sticking above, and we want to make sure that it's inside our boat. So in terms of our angle, right now that's not enough to be inside, and our location needs to get shifted. I think we want to get shifted to this position, or maybe let's try this second position for a moment, and let's up our angle to 100 degrees and see what that looks like. That's too much. Looks like we're going to hit here. So let's go with the first position. Let's take our angle out to maybe 97. Again, when you actually bend the boat, you can make this whatever you want. That might be 96.5. That looks pretty good. I'm going to leave it there. Now we need to edit the profile. So the top is not coming above that, so I'm going to hit Edit Flange Profile. We're going to delete these again in order for us to edit these. I'm going to bring this down. Can we go normal to this surface? It won't let me do that. Okay, let's go back here. Bring this down so it's below that, and I'd like to make this angle a 90, I think. See what that does. I think that'll work. We may need to remove a little on the bottom of this. So our flange is inside. I'm going to check our flat pattern real quick and see if there's any interference issues. Yeah, right here we've got this occupying the same space, which that can't happen. So we're going to need to edit that flange profile a little bit one more time. So we're going to go to Edit Flange Profile, and this bottom is interfering here. So I'm going to delete this guy, and I'm going to drag this point up just a little bit and drag this point up a little bit. Let's put some dimensions on there so people are more consistent. So we'll make this distance from this line to this point be 1.25, and then we'll make this line be 1 inch, and that should do it for us. I'm going to hit finish. Okay. Now we can't mirror this flange for the other side, so we're going to need to put a different flange on there. Matter of fact, this is probably a little bit too much. I'm going to edit that flange one more time. Let's make that number, edit flange profile. Let's make this 1.375, so it's closer to the bottom. Okay, I'm going to flatten it out, see if we've gotten rid of our interference issues. That looks good. So we have plenty of room for the plasma cutter to come in here and in here. And now we have one more flange to add, and then our hull is done, and we'll get ready to put it on a sheet. So final flange is going to be under Sheet Metal tab, Edge Flange. We're going to put it on this inner edge coming in this direction. Alright, we are going to be on the first tab. I think it was 96.5 for our angle. And then we're going to hit Edit Flange. Oops. I'm going to hit OK. I don't know why I didn't have that as an option. We're going to hit Edit Feature, Edit Flange Profile. So we're going to hit Edit Flange Profile, and we're going to drag this up. We're going to remove these lines, these green boxes. Let's grab our dimension tool and see if we can give a dimension from here to here. Make it the same as the other side, 1.375. That looks good. And I'd like to bring this line down. It's not allowing me to do that. Try deleting this dimension first, see if I can move that now. Oops, I have my dimension command. That's what's going on. There we go. Alright, so I just hit the escape key for a moment. Let's go ahead and add that dimension back in. That's okay. And then, now we can't see whether we're interfering with our other flange right now. If we change our display style, which it won't let us do in the middle of this. Let me get out of this dimension command. Let's see. Nope. I'm going to have to hit finish, and we're going to come back and edit this flange one more time. So let's change our display style so we can see through it. Now we can see our other flange in there, and I'd like to match these up. So I'm going to click on this flange and hit normal to. And then I'm going to go in here and edit this feature one more time, edit that profile. And now we can kind of line these guys up so that they come together but don't touch. Something like that should work. Let's put some dimensions on them so yours are the same. This is, I'll make it 1.05, and from this point to this point, we will make it make it simple, make it 1. And out here, it should be 1 as well. Alright, I'm going to hit finish. And I'm going to convert it back to this style of view, and this is what your boat looks like. Don't forget to hit save, and that wraps up this lesson. The next lesson is going to be turning it into a flat pattern and pulling it onto a sheet.